Hi everybody! Today I have a fun little flow for you. Start in child's pose. So get your hips back on your heels and let your forehead land on something. So maybe you need to put a block under your forehead or make a pillow with your hands. But get where you can let your forehead be heavy. Relax your face and your jaw. And as you inhale, feel your belly press into the thighs. Feel your ribs push into the thighs. So I like to snuggle them a little bit closer when I'm doing this. So really big breath into your thighs. Feel your ribs push into your thighs as you breathe in. And feel the feedback on the back of the body. So as you breathe in, pushing your belly into your thighs, notice the back of the waist, the back of the lungs. And as you exhale, see if you can let your heart settle just a little more. Really big breath into the ribs, lungs. Big exhale. And walk your hands way out in front. Come to your fingertips and your arm bones are lifting. So your arms are really strong. You're trying to get the shoulders on the back plane of the body. Walk your hands way over to the right. Pick your belly up and over that leg and stretch as far as you can through the left side. And then put your head wherever works. So sometimes I can rest it on my arm. Sometimes I put a block there. So giant breath into the left lungs. Pull your left butt back. And then switch. Inhale up through center. Pick your belly up and over the leg. Reach through that right side as much as you can. Pull this right butt back so you're getting as much length in that side body. The ribs, lungs, armpit. Then come to center. Inhale. Up to hands and knees. Take a couple cat and cow. Really claw your handprints, claw your fingers and knuckles. Inhale your heart forward. Try not to lock out your elbows. Exhale, bow in. Keep going. Inhale. Big open heart. Exhale. Okay, stay rounded and then claw your hands and just shift your shoulders a little bit right, a little bit more towards the fingers, and a little bit left. So I'm kind of doing these little half circles. Claw your hands, a big wrist stretch. Keep pushing your thumb prints down. Then come onto the fingertips, hands wide off the mat. Move your shoulders over to the right. Bend your elbows so you're squeezing the shoulders on the back and kind of let your heart scoop along the earth and over to the left. So big giant chest circle. And kind of pause on those little corner spots. And then go the other way. And take downward dog when you're ready. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes, reach your hips up and back. Get really long in your waist. So push your handprints down, reach your hips super high. You can pedal out the feet or let the hips sway a little right and left. Okay, walk your hands to your feet. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Bend your knees a lot. So bend your knees until your ribs are on the thighs. I like to imagine like there's a piece of paper right here between your ribs and your thighs and you don't want to drop it. And then see if you can inch your rib cage down towards your knees even more. Just get really heavy in the upper body, neck, and shoulders. You can grab your elbows or just fingers on the floor. Play with a little hinging. So you're gonna sit your butt back like you're going towards a squat. Keep this compression, ribs on thighs, and reach your hips up. So sitting back as far as feels good, reaching up as far as feels good. Don't lock the knees because then your ribs come off your thighs. So you're trying to keep that connection. Play with the mobility in the pelvis, the knees and ankles. So some of you might go way down, like almost all the way to your heels, but that's not necessary. Just play with a little up and down. Notice where your ribs want to come off the thighs. Slow down. Okay, fingers on the floor. Rock back on your heels. Lift your feet up as high as you can. Lift your toes. And then squish your footprints down like you're stepping in mud. Rock back on the heels. Lift your foot. Spread the toes. Squish your footprints down. One more like that. And this time, reach your heels as high as you can. Keep reaching your bum up. Work on the ankle strength. Notice any wobbles. Then let your feet come down. Sit back in that almost a chair. It doesn't have to be all the way chair. Walk your fingers forward. Imagine someone's pulling your butt back. So stay heavy in the hips and you're just wiggling yourself forward away from your butt. Try to get long in the ribs, long in the side body, but keep the ribs on the thighs. And then walk yourself over to the right. Keep your knees in line. They're gonna wanna wobble. So do your best to keep your knees stable and just reach through that side. And then inhale through center. Get long again. Hips back, heavy in the heels. Other side, walk way over to the other side. I'm mirroring you, but I don't know if the camera will actually match that. Okay, come back to center. Come halfway up on your inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. And then get ready to stand. Come all the way to standing. My head gets cut off, so it's okay. I'm gonna scoot back. Okay, so inhale, open your chest, open your arms, and then exhale, give yourself a big hug. Bend the knees and kind of curl into a little ball. I'm pretty sore today, so I can't do quite as much. Inhale, big open. Take the other arm under. Hug round. So you can also think cat and cow. Inhale, expand. Exhale, curl in. Good, one more. Okay, inhale, open the arms, reach up, fold on your exhale, come halfway up on your in-breath, walk yourself forward, downward dog, come forward to plank, push back, down dog, do a couple of those, pause in your plank, get strong. I like to rock on my toes and do a little more stretch on the wrist. Shoulders kind of come forward over the fingers. Okay, then lower down slowly. Lower down. Inhale, cobra. Get the shoulders back, claw your hands, drag the heart forward, pull the ribs in, stretch through the toes. Throat back, ears back. Come all the way down, exhale. Come under your fingertips and just shrug your shoulders. So the forehead stays down and just shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, down towards your hips. So you're really trying to feel the shoulder blades sliding and gliding on the back of your heart as big as you can. Then do the opposite. So you'll kind of find center. Drop the shoulders towards the floor and squeeze them together up to the sky. down to the floor. Squeeze them together. Then do a giant shoulder roll with just one shoulder. So pull it up towards your ear, pull it behind you as far as it can go, and down towards your hips. Do like 2 in each direction. Try to make it as big as you can and really feel the carving of the shoulder blade into the back of the heart. Help break up those super tight behind the heart muscles. Go the other way. Other side. So really, really big. Up, back, around. Just try to relax your head and neck. Okay, one more thing here. Reach your hands behind you. So you're going to flip your palms down so the fingers are down, thumbs are out to the side. Fingers on the floor. Kind of use the gripping of the fingers to help pop up your chest. So squeeze the shoulders behind you. Tap the fingers down. See if you can go a tiny bit higher. And then lift your hands as high as your shoulders. We're going to leave the legs down for this one. Pull the ribs in, squeeze the upper back. And if you want a little more, you hook your thumbs back here. Pull your thumbs apart. Squeeze your shoulders together. Pull your thumbs apart. And then keep your hips down. Just lean to one side. The top shoulder leans back. Hips stay down. You're just opening the chest, upper back, upper body. Come through center, switch sides, pull your thumbs apart, lean back. Inhale to center, and lift up one more time, pull your thumbs apart. And rest. Let's make a pillow with your hands. Shake it out. Okay, come up to hands and knees. Downward dog. And you could do this same thing on your hands and knees. So you'll take the right leg up to the sky, knee and toe point down, and then open your hips, stack. Turn the knee down, open your hips, stack. You can do the same work here, hands and knees. In downward dog, you gotta pay attention to the bottom leg more. So check in with the bottom leg as you're opening and rotating. Watch how that bottom knee wants to follow the other foot. Don't let it. So slow down on that rotation. Keep that bottom knee and toe super stable. Then do a little bend and straight, point and flex. Step that right foot all the way forward on the outside of the hand. So you're a little kind of wide in a lizard. And I like to have blocks under my chest. Okay, so hands right under the chest. Foot's kind of wide on the outside of my hands. Lizard, inhale the heart forward. Exhale, pick up the back knee and pull the hips back. Inhale, let the back knee come down, open the heart. Exhale, pick up the back knee, fold in. One more. Okay, leave the back knee lifted and just kind of do this little calf raise. You'll rock forward and back. And then let the hips kind of go up and down. Keep that back thigh super strong, hips up and down. Okay, let the back knee come down. Twist, right hand on the thigh. Optional, you hamstring curl this back leg in towards your butt. So just squeeze it in. And maybe you grab the foot here, but I want you to play with more of like a hamstring curl. You're squeezing it in tight. If you can grab easily, go for it, but don't worry about it. Okay, let the foot go. Lift up these front toes. Do a big external rotation. So it's coming from the femur bone. And then kind of wiggle, wiggle, wiggle that foot back just a tad. So we're playing with the side plank here. My hand on the ground. So lift your hips. You can keep the back knee down or side plank with that bottom leg. So you're on the outer edge of the foot. Lift the hips super high. Stamp strong into this leg, and you can adjust it if you need to. From here, let this whole hip land on the floor. Get ready to twist. So you're just gonna like roll onto your butt from here until you're in this twist. Right arm behind. Reach that left arm up, giant breath in. Exhale, twist. You can hug your knee or hook the elbow or just hold on to help you sit tall. And do whatever feels good for your head. Maybe you do little half circles, or look all the way to the right or all the way to the left. And then unwind a little bit. I'm gonna turn towards you. So you're gonna take this top leg and just set it across the thigh. If you want a little more for the hips, you can tuck this bottom leg in. If that's too much for your hips, you can keep it stretched out. But we're gonna play with this top leg here. So kind of push the foot so it's off your leg. So not on your leg, push it away a little bit so you can flex this foot and point. So you can flex and point. You're gonna take your thumbs to this shin bone right here and stick the thumbs on the shin bone, roll towards you and push. So roll towards you, like around that bone, and then push and hold. And then you're gonna just work your way down that shin. Towards you, push and hold. And then you add a little point and flex on that push and hold, point and flex. And you're in charge of the pressure. Push and hold, point and flex. Keep going. Tender, most likely. And then once you get to the bottom of the foot, just squeeze, 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 squeeze all the way to the toes. And then unwind yourself. Come onto your belly. Inhale, a little back bend of your choice. Cobra, Sphinx pose, upward facing dog, locust. And then back to either hands and knees, other side, left leg out, or you're in downward dog. So left leg out and you're opening and closing the hip, stack, and then back to neutral. Check in with the bottom leg, especially if you're in down dog. Keep your ribs in, stay stable. And you're really just trying to isolate the leg bone on that left side. Then a little bend and straight. Point and flex. And then step through to the outside of your hand, left side. So blocks, if you like to have them, go under your chest. Start with a little forward and back. Inhale, lunge forward, hips forward. Exhale, pull it back. Okay, back to your lunge. Keep the back leg lifted. Just do a little kind of calf raise on that back foot. And then hold a little up and down. Stay super strong in the back thigh as your hips move down. Then let the knee come down. Twist. Right hand down, left hand on the thigh. You can leave the hand on the thigh, reach up. Optional to squeeze the heel into your butt, which even though I can grab and hold, the squeezing the heel in gives me a tiny bit more because I'm really working my muscles a little more. When I grab, I kind of relax a tad. Okay, get ready for the twist. I'm gonna just pivot a tad. So let's see, how can I? So we're twisting. And then lift the front toes, externally rotate, and then I like to walk it back a little bit. So you can do this side plank on your knee, or you're coming to a straight leg back there. You're on the outer edge of the foot. Breathe, really stretch your arms apart, lift your hips. Then let your bum land. Booty comes down. The leg goes straight and you roll onto your butt. Get ready to twist. Left arm behind, hugging yourself, reaching up and hook, or just grabbing that leg to help you stay tall. Okay, unwind. This front shin goes on top. So again, you can be here. So we're gonna do that kind of shin massage or tuck it under. So starting up toward your knee, right on that shin bone, just slide your thumbs towards you, kind of around the bone, push, pause. And then scooch this foot over a little bit so you can do the point and flex. Then just move your thumbs down the next inch, slide down, push, relax your shoulders, breathe. So again, you're in charge of pressure. When you find those tender spots, just, you decide how much pressure it needs. It's definitely a tender spot, especially if you're like walking a lot or running. Try to relax things that don't need to be working, like your eyebrows, jaw, muscles right next to your neck. And then again, when you get all the way to your foot, do a squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all the way to your toes. Good. And then unwind. Come to hands and knees. Just one last little leg work here. So tuck your toes and sit back on your heels. So depending on how tight your feet are, this might be enough. Leaning forward. If you want more, you sit up tall. You can also use the blocks as to make your arms longer, and you can push a little weight into the arms just to help you back off a tad of your feet. But if you want more, you get heavy in your hips. So you kind of lean the weight back into your hips, pull the ribs in, and just get super heavy in the hips. If you need less, use your arms, push into the blocks, or walk your hands way forward. Try not to be heavy in your hips, but pop the ribs out to back off. Try to keep the ribs in, and then decide where you want to have your hands. And we try to hold for 10 breaths. So really long exhales will help. Relax your face, maybe close your eyes, maybe Just move your arms around a little bit, some arm circles to kind of distract you. You can also lean a little right, lean a little left, just playing with more of the pinky toe side. Do 3 more giant breaths. Big breath in. Big exhale. Okay, so slowly wiggle out your toes, shake it out. I like to still use the blocks for this next one. So you'll take your right shin on top of the left calf. So I kind of start way up by my knee, and I'm just pushing with my shin into the calf, and the bottom foot is not tucked anymore. And I'm just pushing, and then I scooch down a little bit, push, squish my calf. So this is kind of part one. A lot of weights in your hands, and I'm just pushing as much as I like here. Another way to do it is you sit back. Definitely more intense for me anyway. So you're sitting back, and the shin is squishing your bottom calf, but you also have a little more weight in your hips. But again, I'm using my hands to back it off a tad. Some people can sit up tall and lean way back. Not today for me. So you can pin, like I'm just holding and pinning the muscle, breathing, trying to give it a second to soften. Really, it takes probably 60 seconds. Or you kind of pin and drag. You can play with that too. Pin and drag. So this is like, we do this with the ball rolling. You can do this with the foam roller. I just really love this version because it's like you don't have to have any equipment to do this kind of pretty deep calf work. So you kind of want to slowly make your way down, play with being really high under the knee, getting into the meaty part of the calf muscle, and then eventually the bottom of that calf muscle. And leaning a little in, like that inner calf, and leaning a little out. So just exploring all that space. And then again, checking in. Super long exhales will help on those pretty intense spots. Relax your eyebrows. Notice things that are working that don't need to be, like your jaw. It's so good for your legs. Okay, when you feel like you've had enough, a couple things. Tuck your toes again and sit back and just compare, even the whole bottom of the foot. Or you can kind of just stretch one side and the other, or do a downward dog and compare right and left. So it's really fun to just notice the difference in right and left after a tiny bit of work on one side. Okay, switch sides. So one, you're just like hands and knees, push with the strength of the leg. Push, maybe you roll it and maybe you roll out. Maybe you push and drag. And maybe you stay there, or a little more of a sitting back, squishing. Breathe. Try to keep the ribs in. So for me, it's called like a release valve. When something's intense, I pop my ribs out and pull my shoulders up. So I want to stay contained. Keep the ribs in, keep the shoulders down, and breathe. so good. I love calf work. Okay, let's do forward fold just to feel that difference there. Let's go back to what we did in the very beginning. So bend the knees a lot, ribs on the thighs, and just lift the whole front of the foot, push it down. Lift the whole front of the foot, push it down. And then come onto your back. However you get there, just for a last little wind down. Pull the knees in. Rock around the low back, sacrum. Take your feet as wide as your mat and windshield wiper your knees right and left. And then take your feet a little bit wide, just let the knees fall together. Bring your hands on your belly. Or you can have your hands out to the side, or one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. We'll just do a quick pranayama breathing exercise. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 2, 1. Exhale. 4. Hold the exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And just take a normal breath in. Let it go. And just pause and feel. Notice any sensations in the body. Notice your breath. Notice your heartbeat. And gently open your eyes if they were closed. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Circle and point and flex. Take a lazy stretch. And roll to your side. Come up to seated as you're ready. And bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Take a moment to honor your efforts for showing up today. And both hands together in front of your heart. May you be happy and peaceful, healthy and strong, safe and protected, and may all beings benefit from your practice. Thank you for coming.